Hello there and welcome to the Coffee with Colm, and thanks for joining me. This week I want to ask a question that I heard at Pendulum Summit 2018 in Dublin a number of weeks back. And the question is, what happened to you between 15 and 40? In other words, why did you give up on your dreams between the age of 15 and 40? Oscar Wilde is famous for saying that as he got a little older, he's famous for saying that I'm not young enough anymore to know absolutely everything. And I think that's lovely. But it reminds me that most teenagers are fearless. They're bulletproof. They can take on the world. They're going to be whatever they're going to be. In fact, my own youngest daughter in her early teens said one day, I'm not sure what type of famous I'm going to be when I grow up. Now that's suggesting that it's a given. It's only a question of in what field and for what contribution. Now, I'm not for 1 second suggesting that I endorse the Kardashian famous for being famous type of fame, but why can't she be famous in the future? Well, why would I knock that out of her? Let's just see what the future brings. Anyway, I was at Pendulum Summit recently, and one of the great speakers on stage was a guy called Dr. Bob Rotella. And Dr. Bob Rotella is a world-class sports psychologist and peak performance coach. And he's best known on this side of the Atlantic for his coaching of Pádraig Harrington, one of Ireland's best ever golfers. Pádraig Harrington has won several major tournaments, and he credits a lot of his success to his work with Bob Rotella. So to have Bob Rotella talk to us was quite amazing. And Harrington is also quoted as having said that Rotella would much sooner work with a man who has great dreams than a great man who has no dreams. So you are that man, or you are that woman, you are that person who has had, at least in the past, great dreams. And the question is, what happened to you between the age of 15 and 40? Did life knock those dreams out of you? George Clooney in the movie Up in the Air plays this Axeman, where his job is to go in and make people redundant in their tens of thousands. And at one point he's in conversation with this guy, middle-aged man played by a great actor called J.K. Simmons. And he said to Simmons, who was quite upset with the fact that he was being let go, he said to Simmons, how much did they pay you to give up on your dreams? And Simmons was all indignant and said, what do you mean, how much they pay me to give up on my dreams? I haven't given up on my dreams at all. Clooney opened his resume and pointed out the fact that, you know, way back in the day he had trained as something like a French patisserie chef, but now he was an accountant or some such thing. And so he asked again, how much did they pay you to give up on your dreams? And you could see Simmons' face changing, and he realised, yes, I did. I did give up my dreams because I got caught in the fur-lined mousetrap. We've spoken about that before. And I sacrificed my dreams for the paycheck. So the real question is, what has happened to you between 15 and 40? And to a large extent, it doesn't matter what's happened to you between 15 and 40. The only question is, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do from here? Because we can't turn the clock back, but we can look at the next 25 years and we can decide to do something different. So the question that Bob Rotella posed to the audience was, why are millions out there trying to be average? Why are so few people out there trying to be exceptional? He said that's why there's so little competition at the top. Millions are out there trying to be average. And the question is, are you one of those people who's trying to be average, or have you still got that fire in your belly, or can you dig deep and find out who did you want to be at age 15 that you're not now? Who did you want to be at age 15 that by the time you got to age 40 you said, do you know what, it's game over, it didn't quite work out the way I had hoped it would, didn't quite work out the way I had planned? Well, if it didn't, what are you going to do about it? You know, you are the author of the book of your life. Most people, I've said it before, most people live their lives like they're reading a novel waiting to see how it all turns out. So long as you've got breath in your body, you can do something about it. And the question is, what are you going to do about it? The question is, have you a big enough dream that you can actually take steps towards? Rotella also asked the question, why do we believe in our doubts and doubt our beliefs? Really interesting question. Why do we believe in our doubts and doubt our beliefs? No idea. I got to work hard daily on this. Another one of Rotella's things, he said, you need to get your mindset right every day, and you need to get your mood state right every day. Does that happen for me easily? No. But I work on it every single day. I work to get my mindset right, and I work to get my mood state right. And you can do the same. Dr. Bob reminded us that we're human beings, and as human beings we have the gift of free will. We can use that free will to enhance our lives, enhance the world around us, or we can use that free will to ruin us. It's entirely our decision. And he asked an interesting question. He said, what if our lives were filmed 24/7 like the Truman Show? Remember the Truman Show where Jim Carrey was in this bubble and his entire life was a movie set? Well, what if your life and my life was filmed and broadcast to the world 24/7? Rotella asked the question, what changes would you make? And I think it's fair to say we'd all make some, right? Some of us would make more than others, but we'd all make some changes if our life was being filmed 24/7 and broadcast to the world. So the question that I'm posing for you is, what changes do you need to make the next 25 better than the last 25, if the last 25 didn't get you where you thought you wanted to be at this stage? Tony Robbins, another one of the Pendulum speakers from a few years ago, he said too many people overestimate what they can achieve in a year, and when they don't achieve it, they give up. And too many people underestimate what they could achieve in a decade if they'd only stick with it. I used the analogy some time back about, you deciding that the destination of your life, you need to know what the destination of your life looks like. You need to know where it is. And one of the analogies I used some time back was that it might be Letterkenny in County Donegal in the north of Ireland. So if this is the map of Ireland, I live in Limerick and Letterkenny is up here in Donegal, way up here. And it's 307 kilometres. I checked it on Google Maps, right? 307 kilometres from Limerick to Letterkenny. And how long would it take you to walk to Letterkenny from Limerick? It takes 63 hours. 307 kilometres to walk to Letterkenny would take 63 hours. Now that's all of 63 hours, but it's only 63 hours. So think about this for a second. If you decided that the next 25 years you want to be, metaphorically speaking, in Letterkenny, and you're currently in Limerick, well then you've got 63 hours of walking to do. But what's guaranteed is that if you decide that you want to go to Letterkenny and you're in Limerick, that if you put one foot in front of the other and repeat that for 63 hours, you must arrive in Letterkenny. Same with our goals and our dreams, yeah? If you decide what your goal is and you're definite about it and you know exactly what it looks like, and you put one step in front of the other in terms of putting the right stuff in place, well then it must become a reality. The only question is, how long is it going to take? You see, you can do 63 hours straight, except you probably wouldn't. You wouldn't last. But you can do 63 hours over a week. 8 hours a day, get you there in a week. What does your success look like? What does the next 25 years look like for you? What does your vision for 2020 look like for you? Where do you want to be on your birthday in 2020? Why not decide what it looks like, and why not start taking steps now towards your 2020 vision? And I'm going to finish, if I may, with a few Bob Rotella quotes. Bob had an impact on me because of some of the things he said, so I'd like to share those with you, if I may. Bob said that anything hard brings great joy, but it also can break your heart. So anything hard is worth doing. It can bring great joy, but it can also break your heart. Bob also said that it's really important that we work on our mindset and our mood state every single day. And oftentimes, you know this to be true, we need to work on our mindset and our mood state in the hour, indeed in the minute. And then finally, Bob said that success depends on 3 bones. We need a wishbone. We need to wish for a better future and hope for a better future and get a picture for what a better future will look like for us. We need backbone. We need backbone because backbone gives us the strength and the posture and the poise to be able to go for our dreams and goals and make them happen. And finally, the third one, we need a funny bone. We need to be able to laugh at ourselves because we're going to mess it up. We're going to make mistakes. Of course we are. We need a funny bone to be able to laugh at ourselves, fall in the mud, dust ourselves off, get back up and go again. And so what happened to you between 15 and 40? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what happened to you between 15 and 40 because we can't turn the clock back, can't go back to change any of it. So what happened to you between 15 and 40 is what happened to you between 15 and 40 in those 25 years. The only question, the only thing worth putting any time and thought and effort into is what are you going to do for the next 25? And thank you for joining me for this week's Coffee with Colm. I hope and trust as ever that you got something from it. If you've enjoyed it, you think somebody else would benefit, please, I'd be honoured if you pass the link on. If you're first time here and you'd like more of this type of stuff, go to the homepage, ColmO'BrienMotivation.com, leave me some details and make sure you get a link every week. And then please consider what's been shared here today and apply it into your thinking for this next week and take a step towards your next 25. Finally, please come back next week. Most importantly, come back next week. Let's share another coffee together, and I'll take another snippet, another something that I've picked up along the way, and put it out there for you to consider, in the hopes that it makes a difference, a positive difference to you. Meantime, get some R&R, get some fresh air. If you spend a lot of time alone, go meet some people. If you spend a lot of time with people, please go meet yourself and spend a little time alone. And then please come back next week and we'll share another coffee together and see where it takes us. Cheers. Love great coffee. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.